Hey, happy Friday, everyone. This is Film Threat on a Friday. TGI, it's Film Threats. We got a lot of movie reviews today. Psycho Killer, How to Make a Killing, Epic, the Elvis Presley in concert movie by Baz Luhrmann, a lot more. We have an interview and we have trailer reactions as well. So let's try to get Alan here and see if he can add to the conversation here. Where is he?
Alan.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good.
Hey, we have to, I should mention, we are without a producer today.
Yes.
We are unchained. It's just Alan and I. So
actually, we do have a producer. It's me.
yeah. Well, just thank you for your patience in advance. We will do the best we can. And thank you. Yes. Hail FT. Appreciate that. And we'll get through the show. A couple of quick reminders before we get to news stories. Project Hail Mary tickets went on sale about an hour ago. You can get tickets for opening night, which is Thursday, March 19th. There are early screenings the weekend before. If you were able to grab tickets to those screenings, those are sold out from what I see, but you can get those tickets. And there are Project Hail Mary popcorn buckets, basically a astronaut helmet and a sort of lazy graphics on a popcorn
picture bucket.
Yeah, there you go. There's another one, another version here. I'll show you. I don't know. The popcorn bucket thing, it's got to be a really good bucket for me to want to get it.
Yeah.
It's got to be really good. So here's the other bucket.
No, that's the same bucket, isn't it?
No, it's a different one. This one has a lid that now you can see it with the popcorn in it. Does it have I guess it has a plastic.
I mean, it's like all started with Dune. And then Deadpool versus Wolverine. And it just went downhill from there. I think Galactus is probably the only cool bucket to come.
That's the last one I got was Galactus. Mm-hmm. Thanks to you, by the way.
Yeah. Well, there was the Batman Searchlight.
Oh, that one. That one was the Batman Searchlight was great. Galactus. Yeah,
but those are the good ones. I mean, now it's like, are they even popcorn buckets?
And you know who helped me get that Galactus popcorn bucket? Your daughter.
Yeah. We were at Comic-Con. Hey, gather him. Okay.
You're telling her to get out. I don't know why you would say that to her.
Because you were getting pissed off. That's all.
Well, she was actually talking during the show.
I know.
So there you go. Okay. Hey, guess what? There's a movie, the Slam Dance Film Festival opens this weekend. And would you believe it or not, I have a movie that I'm involved with that's at the festival. And I'm going to show you, I have an executive producer credit on this movie. It's about the TV show Buzz, which was a late night show in the early 90s on MTV. It ran one season and all the episodes ran once only. I have almost all of them on VHS. Film Threat was featured on an episode of Buzz, believe it or not. And this was a groundbreaking show. It was social media or TikTok before that existed. It was memes. It was ahead of its time, not preachy, but made you think. Here's a trailer for This Is Buzz. And I guess I'll be at the screening I'll be part of the Q&A. Let's check out a very short trailer.
There was no keeping up with all the sound. It was proper. It was like a screen. This is 1,000 eyes all over the globe. It was like flipping through a magazine. It was Spike Bros and Gibson. This is called everybody's voice. What is it? Imagine like somebody's changing the channel. And when I first saw it, fucking do my number. This is Buzz.
And there you go. And it's on the festival circuit now. Mark Pellington is the director. You may know who Mark Pellington is. He's done indie movies, most notably Arlington Road. The screening gave out free tickets. I have a right here. You can look it up. It's Sunday, February 22nd, 3 p.m. at 2220 Arts and Archives on Beverly Boulevard. You can register for free tickets. Go to Slamdance, the Slamdance Film Festival website. I'm told it may be sold out, but I might be able to get
actually.
but I might be able to get you in, Alan, if you walk in with me.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, you'll be there. Cool. So that'll be fun. We're gonna, if maybe you can film the Q&A and we'll put it up for people to see.
Yeah.
But
only if you promise to be blasted drunk.
No, I'm not going. I'm probably not going to be drinking at this event, to be honest. Yes, my drinking like adventures are exaggerated. Let's just say. But I'm proud of this because that show, you have no idea how that show had a profound effect on me, on Film Threat. And I've known Mark Pellington for years from the indie film scene. I just said, dude, you have to make a documentary about Buzz. It's too important. People need to remember. It's a pop culture. It's so culturally significant. Then he started doing it. All these famous people started, I did an interview for the doc early on, and then all these other famous people did interviews, and my part got cut way down, which is, I would agree with, honestly. I'm in it briefly, but
but you did get that EP credit, so
which I did not ask for. All I did was like bug Mark Pellington relentlessly. You got to make this movie. Here's how I would do it with clips, and then you say you keep it. But he really went deep with it, where he talked about the development, what MTV was like at the time, kind of the Wild West that MTV was, how everyone was so young there and had no idea what they were doing. And they had all this money to do stuff. Well, not a lot of money, but so there you go.
Yeah, the good old days, basically.
Look, this show was so important. You're going to watch it and you're going to see, oh my God, this is sort of the precursor to things like the kinds of videos that are consumed on TikTok. They were being made in the TV show Buzz at the time. So check that out. Hey, another trailer that I saw last night that I think is very important, and you and I are going to talk about this, is the AI doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptimist. I think I said that right. Apocalyptimist. This is a documentary about the coming AI. I mean, we're kind of in it right now, this AI revolution, how it will change everything. And this just normal dude goes and interviews the founders of these AI companies. It's kind of part warning filled with maybe some optimism. It might also be propaganda, like most docs are these days. Look, I don't know if you've seen this trailer, but let's check it out. It's worth seeing.
If this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong.
Your fear of AI is the collapse of humanity.
Well, not the collapse, the abrupt extermination. There's a difference.
So I started making this movie because my wife is 6 months pregnant. It is now a terrible time to have a kid.
I mean, let's be honest. I know people who work on AI risk who don't expect their children to make it to high school.
How does AI understand pretty much everything?
It's surprisingly straightforward.
Intelligence is about recognizing patterns.
Patterns.
If you have learned those patterns, you can generate new information. AI is moving so fast.
It's being deployed prematurely. There's so much potential for things to go wrong.
Why can't we just stop?
All these companies are in a race to get AI that's vastly more intelligent than people within this decade. China, North Korea, Russia.
Whoever wins is essentially the controller of humankind.
We need to take a threat from AI as seriously as global nuclear war.
It feels like I have to find these CEOs and get them in the movie.
Great.
I want to ask you to promise me that this is going to go well.
That is impossible.
Okay. Am I hopeful? Yes. Am I confident that it'll go right? Absolutely not.
AI is the thing that can solve climate change.
We could cure most diseases.
What if it's expanding what is humanly possible?
This is the most extraordinary time ever. The only time more exciting than today is tomorrow.
I already love you.
Okay. I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong. By using AI, we're about to move off of the Earth into the cosmos.
If we can be the most mature version of ourselves, there might be a way through this.
This is the last mistake we'll ever get to make.
The AI doc. Okay, I'll see it. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I'll see it. I keep getting reminded of war games.
Yeah.
Just the idea that, you know, if not us, some other country will put its nuclear weapons in the hands of AI.
Well, my understanding is nuclear weapons are sort of sequestered off from all of them.
Today they are, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope that doesn't change.
Yeah, I mean, this idea that, you know, there's this base human, you know, idea that, you know, we'll keep AI offline from our military. That's nice thinking, but it you know, like I said, if not the U.S., someone else will do it.
Well,
China.
There was some really interesting like animation in that. I hope they didn't use AI to make it. I hope that was like it looked like hand drawn animation and sort of cut out and figures like stop motion. I like that kind of animation style. I hope they didn't use AI for it. But
no.
We shall see. There is a trust factor with AI and AI, so-called AI slop. I think, you know, that's real. Some of that stuff looks bad, but I have a topic for Versus on Monday. I think we're going to blow people away when I show them that relates to this.
Okay.
Tune into Versus on Monday. Hey, couple other things. Let's do this. Zachary Levi on AI. He had some things to say about it, and we're gonna check that out.
I have
here
no
it
notes.
is.
Okay.
You have no notes? Well, you don't need notes because it's actually just a tweet that he put out, and I think it's worth noting. So let's actually look at what he had to say. This relates to that trailer. Look at this. Y'all, I don't share posts about the progress of AI content because I like it or even think it's at this moment on par with human creativity and artistry. I share them as continuous updates in the evolutionary process of what will eventually become indiscernible from human-made art and entertainment. You can call it slop all you want, and most of it is still that, but only for now. 3 years ago, Will Smith eating spaghetti was a nightmarish fever dream. Now it's essentially found footage of actual Will Smith eating actual spaghetti based on what we're seeing currently. What does the next 3 years have in store? And this is just referring to video content. Have you listened to where AI music has gotten to recently? It's essentially already escaped the uncanny valley. Music that is so good and so full of emotion and soul that you'd have no idea it was AI unless it's clearly indicated. And even after knowing it's not human, still seems to resonate in an entertaining way. This is where we are right now. It's not going to get any worse. It will only keep getting better. We can collectively bury our heads in the sand. We can do something about it. Then he ends with a quote from Ayn Rand. You can avoid reality, but you cannot avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. Ayn Rand. So there you go. I like Zachary Levi. He has his own studio that he's building, an indie film studio. So, we'll see where this goes. I agree with him. It's only going to get better. This is what it looks like now. I think there's an argument to be made that AI could be used for special effects, because CGI effects have been I can show you countless examples of bad CG where you could have used AI and it would be not only just as good, perhaps superior. Your thoughts, Alan?
Yeah, I kind of wrestle with what he says. My initial thought is AI is getting better because human creativity is getting worse. And I'll point to Starfleet Academy as an example. Where are our current writers and creatives when it comes to their understanding of the classics and why they are classics?
Yes.
And I think studying the classics has been removed from the arts. And now AI is just going to make that easier. AI music is really good. How many creatives do you know understand the circle of fifths, understand how music is created, why music is music? I think when you start trusting more in AI, you start losing the ability to understand why great things are great, or you start losing the memory of great things, which is what is currently happening. Male is stale and pale. Pale and stale. That's the thing.
What?
We are.
What? You sound like George Bush.
I know.
Fool me once.
Fool me once. Fool me again. Shame on all of us. But that's the thing is like when you hand over art to AI, you start forgetting why the circle, why thirds on the thirds in an image are so important, why perspective is important. You just start trusting that the AI is going to do great art for you rather than spurring human creativity to be able to. I think it's just stunting human creativity. That's my point.
Well, let me share something. We'll discuss this Monday because I want a group to weigh in on this. This is from a guy named Huff for Congress. Now, is he running for Congress? Whatever. Point: AI is derivative slop spit out by computers. Counterpoint: here's what modern Hollywood has spent billions of dollars making over the last 10 years, a thread. And he posts in this thread examples of effects from the last couple years, and they all look like shit. Look at this. Remember when this shot from Superman was criticized? Let me make that bigger. That looks, I wonder if you could have done that in AI. Here's from the Superman film reboot number 4. He points out. Let me scroll down. Another example. This is the Silver Surfer from Fantastic Four. How does that look?
Yeah,
that look good?
Awful. Looks awful.
Let me look right here. The Flash with Michael Keaton Batman. How does that look for you?
Yeah.
Look at that shot.
I know, it looks like AI.
CG. This was AI was not used. His point is AI may be better. This is from the sequel trilogy. This is Carrie Fisher, General Leia, using the Force to go back to the ship. The Indiana Jones sequel reboot number 2. Well, he doesn't really have a shot from that.
What?
This is the Alien sequel, Aliens prequel boot. This is a shot from that. Here is the Terminator 3 attempt number 3. Here is Ant-Man 3, Marvel 31. Look at this. I think everybody criticized MODOK from this. But the point is, this is not AI. This is CG effects. So what the hell is this?
Yeah. Well, that's my point. CG effects used to be great maybe 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, how have they gotten so bad? Is it?
Yeah, well, let's go to the D files. You had the reason why Disney animation is so awful right now is you had all these people who were dedicated artists who worked with, you worked with people who worked with Walt Disney, and then you got rid of them. You forced them out of the industry. You replaced them with people who didn't know what they were doing, and now they're going to rely on AI because they don't know what they're doing. AI is great because what humans are producing is crap.
Well, I'm saying that based on what we've seen from CG artists in the last several years, I think AI is going to take over effects and obsolesce other jobs that are admin. I like Roger Avery's take during our interview. He said that AI will obsolesce a lot of the jobs of the people on the fringes that they're not really part of that process anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe some executives.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Disney, when Disney went over to computer animation, you had these artists who had to transition. They either had to quit or they had to transition, and that's happening here. If you're gonna run out of if your job's at an end, you're gonna have to learn how AI works.
My screen looks really dark. I don't know what the issue is here. So
it's your screen.
We're gonna move. It's my screen. My screen is really dark. Is my screen dark?
No, you look great. You look fine.
I'm saying the screen I'm sharing.
Oh, well, yeah, I think it was.
Where's the Atomic Lori when we need her? Are you listening on your vacation? Much deserved.
They're probably in the car right now. They should be.
Yeah.
They should be
okay.
watching.
Hey, you're a Disney fan, Alan. I know you can't wait for this.
Yeah,
it's
I can't
Toy Story 5, and I have the trailer right here. Are you ready? Let's go.
You, Forky, to Karen Beverly to be your beloved bride.
Yeehaw! I now pronounce you husband and knife. Who poisoned the maid of honor?
Bonnie, there's a package for you.
Oh, thank you.
Hi there, I'm Lily Pad. Let's play.
Extinction, not again.
Bonnie, screen time's over now.
Okay. I want to talk to you, device.
Please, call me Lily.
Me and the toys have been working all summer to try and get Bonnie to make friends.
Yeah.
But then you had to ruin it. You're not even listening to me.
I'm always listening. See?
Now look here. Me and the toys have been working all summer.
Now in Spanish. What?
Yeah, I got dibs on behind the dresser.
Woody!
Jesse, hello?
Is it as bad out there for toys as they say it is?
We're finding more abandoned toys each day.
We're down! Tex invaded our house, too.
I don't know, Jesse. Toys are for play, but tech is for everything.
I'm losing Bonnie to this device.
You got a friend in me.
Woody!
Came here as fast as I could.
Why are you wearing a dress, Woody?
It's called a poncho, Forky.
It's a brown marker.
Halt! Who goes there? Whoa! I come in peace.
It's been too long, cowboy.
What are you, some sort of old man toy?
What?
She thinks you're old because you're bald, Woody.
Bonnie needs help from someone at least from the same century. So long, toys.
We're gonna need backup. No way. She's getting away, boss! Our mission on this planet is to make a child happy.
You just remember what you're passing. Bonnie still needs us. Come on, Bullseye.
But you stay here. I'm going with them. You don't think I can do it?
No!
Nice poncho.
It's good to see them fighting again.
It sure is.
Well, what'd you think?
Well, your screen is dark.
Yeah, I know. I got to fix that. But you've seen the trailer.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. If you told me John Lasseter made this, I'd be really excited.
Yeah, but
feel it looks like it's somewhat back to form.
Well,
but again, I don't trust the people behind the scenes.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, it's right there. It's real simple.
Yeah.
Screens are more fun than toys.
Yeah, which is a basic Toy Story plot.
Yeah. Another
And
toy is going to replace the other toys.
Yeah. And like I said, if I knew Lasser was behind this movie, I would be all in and all for it. And right now I hate to say it, when it comes to Disney, I'm skeptical. When it comes to Pixar, I'm skeptical. I mean, Hoppers is the next Pixar movie, and we're seeing it Monday. And I'm like, I just have no faith in Pixar at the moment.
This looks like a streaming movie. No need to release this in theaters. Do we need a toy? There's going to be a Toy Story 6 at this point.
Yeah.
Where does it go? Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, from Lee Kindler, he talks about Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending. I think
yes.
The recent comment from Andrew Stanton was great. He goes, if the first 3 are your movies, they're your movies. And, they're just telling new stories, but nothing beats those first 3 movies. And that sets the standard, and everything else is just, the continuation. Take it for what it is.
Well, the first 3 Toy Story movies were movies. This reminds me of something I bought in the grocery store that had a clamshell VHS.
Mm-hmm. I'll never forget Toy Story 3 when I thought, oh my God, they're going to kill Woody and Buzz.
Oh, that moment is frightening.
I know.
It's frightening.
I mean, that the power of movies, the power of animation, and Pixar at its height, to get you to feel that emotion, to say, oh my God, they're actually going to do it. And, okay. Old man screaming at clouds.
Hey, in a related story, Michael Eisner on home video and theaters. This is an interview with Michael Eisner, of course, former CEO. I'm gonna put this up here. We're gonna take a look. It's a little longish. This is weird. You know what? My screen is really dark. I don't know what's going on.
Here, let me see.
Can I give it to you?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you, Alan. Okay, there you go. Why don't you share this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fix this another time.
Here, let me I got it. Okay. Here we go.
All right. Go.
Okay. Ready?
The changing media landscape. You've said everybody in the industry is running around scared now all the time. How so?
They've always run around scared. Every decision is a big decision. If you make a movie for $300 million with marketing, you can really put your company in jeopardy forever. So the mistakes are gigantic. The successes are few. I was saved many times by one film that just turned everything around. Television, same thing. I've always thought, I looked at my job as like a manager of a baseball team. Every manager gets fired. So I thought, okay, I got this job. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna get fired. I'll get another job. I always told myself, just do it. These are temporary jobs. Eventually, you're gonna fail. But do what you think is right, always along the line, always ethically. Stick to your
Pause it for a sec.
Your thought.
Yeah.
What a great comment, because he knows every studio exec eventually gets fired, then they get promoted to some. We have a production deal with so-and-so. They still have an office on the lot. So it's less humiliating to get fired. He's right. But Disney's run under Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberg is historic.
Yeah. He saved Disney. He literally saved Disney.
He saved Disney. And what he's saying about the industry now is it's just very telling. I don't know. Finish it out if you would, Alan.
What have you learned about the need to evolve and change with the times?
Well, you need to. Whether I did or not, enough is a question. You have to be prescient. You have to look to the future. You have to see that home video is coming to an end, or that streaming is, I mean, if I was Reed Hastings, Disney would be Netflix. You know, you have to, especially in the media, you have to reinvent. You constantly reinvent. Somebody else reinvents for you. You're afraid, you try to protect your assets. So you want to protect home video, which is making all this money. You don't want to do something that's going to kill home video. And what do? You kill yourself by trying to save.
They killed home video.
Yep.
This was a choice. Streaming killed home video. And it was, if Disney, hear what he's saying, if they could just hold on to like their properties, not launch Disney Plus, and just after a year sold their films to
Licensed
Netflix,
it,
like just so they own it, they put out the home video, the DVD, the Blu-ray. I was part of the Disney Movie Club. You'd get discounts on, I mean, it was everything from Marvel to like everything.
It was everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would get the classic films and they would do different versions, Snow White, Bambi, whatever. But, and they were good deals. So I have a lot of Disney Blu-rays and whatnot.
Yeah. Well,
that
Disney
club
was one of
went
the,
away.
yeah.
They killed that business intentionally.
I don't know that they did it intentionally, but I think they embraced something that they didn't realize was going to kill that business. I mean,
they killed home video.
Yeah.
It is literally a collector fringe market that maybe you and I are a part of. We are not normal consumers.
Right. Yeah, and it altered the way movies are made today. Once you removed home video, that cash cow, that steady guaranteed flow of money, now that brings us to where we are now. Where the studios need to make all their money back today, as opposed to make their money back over time.
Let's finish this there's like a minute left or so.
Yourself.
Take home video as example. I mean, people forget that home video was a tough decision to make in the first place, and you, to your credit,
nobody wanted to do home video. We started off with Pinocchio. Nobody wanted. We were putting out films, one animated film making $3 or $4 million a year. All of a sudden, we're putting out Pinocchio making $80 million in 2 weeks. But nobody wanted to do it. So yes, between Frank and me, we saw that. And we saw ESPN when we bought what it was going to be. I don't know, I could have bought the Mighty Ducks. Disney wanted me to buy the Mighty Ducks when I left, and I thought that was a conflict. And it was $50 million, and it's now $3 billion or $4 billion, whatever it is. So I didn't see that coming. Some people see better than I do.
The theater business.
Right, cut it off there. It's. I mean, that home video business, they just decided to sunset that business. If you were a kid in the 90s, or I had kids who grew up in the 90s, you had a shelf of clamshell Disney classics that and the bad sequels like Bambi 2, Cinderella 2. There were a lot of bad ones, I admit. But those clamshells, those tapes, you still see them at swap meets and yard sales.
Oh yeah. You can still buy them at Goodwill and Savers and
yeah, it's insane how those became so popular. Even the boxes themselves, the sound of opening those clamshells. Oh God.
Yeah, but I'll push back on the idea that they did it intentionally. Why would they intentionally destroy their cash cow? Why would they intentionally get rid of the thing that made them the most money when it came to producing their films?
Eisner doesn't admit to being perfect. He saw things that weren't there, and he
Well,
says
that's what I'm saying.
He missed out on the Ducks, the Anaheim Ducks.
Well, I mean, that's my point. Is they embrace something, not realizing the consequences of that. And maybe that's a lesson for AI. Maybe we're embracing it too fast.
Let's go to comments before we get to our movie reviews. We have a lot of films to review today.
All right.
Here we go.
Yes. Sorry.
Start from the top.
I know. I gotta read it from here. Here we go. Are we there? Michael. Sorry.
Michael Thomas became a YouTube member. Come
okay, there we go.
on.
Got it.
Foolish American. Come on.
Foolish American for 5. Harold, Chris, and Aaron. I write gen power. He intelligent like me. I watch how he make a Keurig tomorrow. I make cookbook how to walk your dog. You buy.
Okay, that's good.
I like chime in. Remember for 21. How saw Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die today. It was a lot of fun. Loved it.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Aaron.
Big Marv, remember for 17 months. The new Toy Story trailer sounds like Sora AI real, and the premise seems weak.
It seems obvious.
Well, I'm just saying that the original Toy Stories are like that too. Sunny J, I love the show.
Oh, thanks, Sunny J.
For 5, thank you. Let's see. Knight Shanwa, Dungeons and Dragons had the best popcorn bucket for the record.
What was that popcorn bucket?
I mean, it's better than Dune.
Yeah, I feel like Dune is the best.
Yeah.
I feel like Dune is the best.
Speaking of unintentional ideas coming from Hollywood.
Yeah. Hey, let's get on with our reviews. We've got How to Make a Killing with Alan. Alan and I both saw that movie, but let's start with some films. A film you saw, Alan.
Yeah.
I Can Only Imagine 2. What is that movie about? And should I see it?
Yes. Well, if you are familiar with the first movie, I Can Only Imagine, which I have not seen. This is a faith-based movie. It brings me back to my world when I used to listen to contemporary Christian music. In the first movie, it stars the lead singer of Mercy Me, a very popular contemporary Christian music band. And he wrote this amazing song, I Can Only Imagine. It's a song that was inspired by his relationship with his distant father. That he wrote that song. It became a big hit, kind of the Christian anthem of its time. And now we pick up afterwards when Bart, who is the lead singer, he's married, he has a child, he's growing a family, finds out that his oldest son Sam has type 2 or type 1 diabetes, meaning he has to be on insulin constantly. And for some reason that really spun him out. He created this great Christian anthem, and now he's uninspired. He's just depressed. He's constantly at odds with his son to make sure he takes his insulin. His relationship with his wife is kind of waning, and it's felt that maybe what Bart needs to do is go back on tour. And so Mercy Me goes back on tour, and he decides to take Sam with him, not by choice but by circumstance. And this is a movie about fathers and sons. And one of the interesting things about this movie and what they add to it is they bring this character Tim Timmons, who is a Christian singer played by Milo Ventimiglia, and he has been reading a book about the hymn It Is Well. And if you're familiar with that hymn, you understand how powerful that is. And he's kind of on this mission to write his It Is Well, this really great song. And he's running out of time because he has cancer, and no one really knows it except Bart. And so that's kind of this journey of Bart somehow reconnecting with his son, finding the passion again, and finding the next I Can Only Imagine. And then you have Tim Timmons here, who is kind of that catalyst to help it happen. And he's also racing against time, knowing that he's going to die and that his wife is pregnant. So, but as a film, this is probably one of the better faith films, but it's very much a faith film. It is mostly meant for it's for men. Look, back in the day, I attended Promise Keepers. It was this idea that men were needed to really turn back to God and make a difference in this world. And this is kind of a movie that kind of builds upon that. I did enjoy it. I did quite like it. I like the acting. It's great to see Milo back doing something, and also threw me back to my old days of contemporary Christian music. How a lot of thought went into songs. A lot of thought went into the meanings of songs and the understanding of what the power of music can do. And so, I would definitely recommend it. It's not the greatest drama, an Oscar award-winning drama, but it is a good drama, and it's very good for a faith-based movie as well.
Well, I saw the trailer in theaters. It looked like a fine drama, but probably not one. Honestly, Alan, probably not going to check it out. I mean, it's got to be the faith-based movies are kind of like hit and miss, I think.
Yeah. But a lot of times these faith-based movies, they may not hit you today, but this is one of those Moses stories, the wandering in the wilderness. Bart feels lost, and this movie kind of tries to reconnect him, and it's that's what these faith-based movies are. They're messages for a time when you're kind of in a personal crisis, and so you may not see it now, but maybe you'll see it down the road.
Let's go to comments here.
Were you starring any while I was talking?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Can you tell?
Yes. Okay.
Are you
No, I see. I have to read it for StreamYards is screwed up, and so I have to read it off here. Jose Taco for 199. Please tell Gary Project Hail Mary early AMZ tickets in sale now. Tell Gary
for 199. I'll tell Gary.
Okay. David Smart Jr., new member. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for becoming a member.
All right, MK Solid for 499. Happy Friday, guys. Jacob Elordi can have any role he wants. I dare say that he was born to play Vampire Hunter D in live action, and Alan cracks me up. I crack me up too.
Well, he may crack you up, but Alan frustrates me sometimes.
Weiss Max for 10. Will you guys be reviewing Umamusume, beginning of the new era?
Umamusume.
Okay. It's a sports movie about anthropomorphized racehorses focusing on Jungle Pocket during the 01 classic season of Japanese horse racing.
If it opens in a theater and we're able to see it, we will review it. Thank you very much, Wise Max.
All right.
A couple other random comments.
Okay. T. Solomon, Chelsea. Okay, I agree. What I do like for some of these streaming services is the rare film show they have. Like Disney Plus has Destino. Really cool short. Anyways, hope you and the family are well. Have you seen Destino?
Oh God, was that the Salvador Dali?
Yes, the Walt Disney Salvador Dali collaboration.
Yeah, I have seen it. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Actually, yeah, a lot of the best stuff on Disney Plus, which I don't have now, but have had, is the historical and the documentaries. But it's not, there's not enough of it to warrant like subscribing. There's also just such incredible, there's so much bad stuff, which is everything new they make. I do not like. I'm not being honest. The historical stuff, love it. But I have a lot of DVDs of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is it's not like you're going to watch the historical stuff constantly as much as they want you to watch the new stuff. So Bill S. Preston Esquire, physical media is a one-time sale. Streaming is recurring subscription. Yeah, and even if you buy the movie online, you don't technically own it. It could be taken away from you.
That's true. That's true. I used to buy the Disney, like the DVDs where they would come with a code. So it's great. I already have the movie on Blu-ray, but I also have a code as part of my digital collection. So when I would only buy DVDs that had that. Now I pretty much go for 4Ks. So, all right, let's move on to another review. Epic, which I didn't realize Epic stands for Elvis Presley in Concert, directed by Baz Luhrmann. It's two things, actually. It is a concert film, but it is, Alan, are you putting up the poster?
No, I'm waiting for Lori to do it.
Yeah, I wondered what you're doing there.
Yeah. I'm
so
like, what is
when
going on?
I'm stalling and talking about the movie, what you're going to be doing is putting up the poster.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start over. Lori, we miss you. I miss you. Epic stands for Elvis Presley in Concert. It is twofold. It's part concert film. Yes, it is that. But it's also sort of preceded by a mini documentary about the highlights of Elvis's controversial early career, him going in the military for 2 years. He was stationed in Germany. It's sort of then he came back to Hollywood and did he kind of says a lot of these movies were not that great. Some bad films. The footage is absolutely incredible. It was clearly, I don't want to say it's enhanced, but Baz Luhrmann, who's made some phenomenal films and made the Elvis movie with Austin Butler, the way he edits the concert footage, which it focuses on Elvis's residency in Vegas, where he had shows. He did up to 3 shows a day. And what he does is he mixes the rehearsal footage with the real audience seamlessly with the music, right? So you're seeing like they're rehearsing Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love. Then you see him performing Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love. The music is seamless between the two. You see him joking with the band and the backup singers, which is all great. You see personal moments. There's a really great personal moment near the end where they ask him about his military service and what he thinks about what's happening in Vietnam. And he says, I'm an entertainer. I'm just here to entertain. He avoids getting caught up in weighing in on politics, right?
I just interrupt. Luhrmann makes a big deal of this because when he says, I'm just an entertainer, he just repeats it, just kind of build that point of,
yeah.
He didn't want to talk about politics.
Not at all. He just didn't want to talk. He's an entertainer. So the great thing is you see his interaction with the band, that the band was just following Elvis's lead. He was the energy. Right, the energy. So he'd go like up like this, and then he'd go down like this, and the band would come down. So they would kind of match his energy on stage, and you saw just his rapport with the band was great. It's the songs are all of them like epic versions of those songs. You see his influences, from rhythm and blues and gospel was a big part of his influence. One of the best concert docs ever made, but it's not really a concert doc. It's like a melding of, you get a feel for, I think it might have been boring if they just showed one entire song as part of the concert. The way he mixes it with these personal moments is what elevates it. I loved it. You don't have to be an Elvis fan. I never saw Elvis in concert, but I was aware of Elvis when I was a kid. I remember when he died, it was like, it was like Jesus died. It was insane. It was insane how people reacted to his death. But Alan, what do you think of Epic?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had fun with it. The way it felt like was Baz Luhrmann had such limited footage. And he does this incredible job putting the pieces together and create this movie. I'll be honest, when I see the title Elvis Presley in concert, I kind of wanted an Elvis Presley concert. And, you ultimately realize that he didn't, he's doing his best to stitch what he has together. He not only is it concert footage and the rehearsal footage, but I think there's like 3 concerts he pulls from. And like you say, blends it seamlessly, especially from a sound standpoint. You're hearing a full sound here. I'm kind of like, I enjoyed myself. I'm glad this is a historical documentary. As you say, I've never really seen Elvis outside of the movies and outside of his music, his early movies. And this was like, oh, now I understand who Elvis was. I understand where he was coming from. And thankfully he just leaves out all the kind of personal garbage and just says, this is Elvis, the performer. And you're going to get that. At the same time, this is old Elvis. And I kind of wish I got a lot more of young Elvis.
Well, there's some of it in the sort of the first 20 to 30 minutes.
Kind of the history
like
leading up. Yeah, there's a good history that leads up to it. And then the last thing I'll say is the restoration of everything here is amazing. It looks great.
Oh.
The sound, I saw it in our IMAX theater. The sound is incredible. This is on par with the Peter Jackson Get Back and the rooftop concert. I was blown away by that rooftop concert. I took my daughter to see it and she became a Beatles fan just from that rooftop concert. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that it is that rapport between Elvis and the band. Same with Get Back. It was the rapport between the 4 Beatles, to see the joy and the fun they had in making music and performing music. And that's what Baz Luhrmann captures here. And he chose the king and that's what he delivers.
Do you recommend it, Alan?
Absolutely.
Same here. Strong recommendation.
I'm just saying, go in with proper expectations. It's not a true concert movie.
It's not like a concert being filmed. I think it's beyond that. And it's even better because you get this history and then the melding of the behind the scenes. It's very intimate. That's the one I did not expect it to be this intimate.
Yeah.
Like Elvis and he's backstage talking to Sammy Davis Jr., and other people just hanging out,
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, there's only
person.
one voice. There's only one person speaking in this movie, and that's Elvis. And for that is worth watching.
Yeah. Strong recommendation. Let's go to comments. And as you set up the next film, which is going to be Kokuho.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. But I'll go with the comments. Let's go. Fresh Snow said, "Long live the king." Tim is not funny. I wonder if this film would make an Elvis fan out of me. It will.
It might.
Go see it. It might. Go see it. Be open-minded. And Single Guy Cooking. Is this a movie, a doc, a concert film? Yes, all 3.
All 3.
The first 20 minutes ish is a doc. It brings you up to speed, the highlights of Elvis's career. Then it becomes, he gets this residency in Vegas. And what I liked about the doc is it touched on all these interviews with Elvis. You got highlights of, there was a controversy with him on Ed Sullivan. And the way to because of the way he moved his hips.
Gyrates, yeah.
And the way they solved it was, we're only gonna film Elvis from the waist up. That's how controversial it was. But it's great. It's actually all 3 of those things. Single Guy Cooking.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'll say is, it's old Elvis. It's Elvis in this from 1970 beyond. I like young Elvis. I like all the stuff he did before that.
All right, Alan, you saw a film called.
There we go.
Alan, you saw a film called Kokuho. Tell me about Kokuho.
Yes, Kokuho. It's a 3-hour epic.
Oh no, it's 3 hours.
I know.
No,
I swear I didn't realize it until I looked at the time, like an hour and a half in. It's like, oh my God, I got to pee real bad. Kokuho is basically an examination, a look, a poetic film, poetic epic on the subject of kabuki theater. You have your main character here, Kokuho, who is the son of a Yakuza crime lord. But the thing is, he has a passion for kabuki, and he is and not only a passion for kabuki, but he has a passion for onagata, which is basically men dressing as women, so playing the female roles. And as a young teen, he is exceptional at it. And he is visited by one of the great kabuki actors and masters, played by Ken Watanabe. And he sees Kokuho here and says, this kid has something special and he wants to do something with him. And while they're having this discussion, a rival Yakuza gang storms the theater and kills his father. And as sons do, he escapes, and then he kills the people who kills him. And not wanting to be in this cycle of killing and death, Ken Watanabe's character takes him in as his son next to his real son, Shinsuke. And the two of them become onagata. And so they become, they're very exceptional, the two of them. They start to perform in small theaters, and then they are invited as apprentices, as young boys to the largest theater in Japan, where they become the greatest hit ever. Now, when Ken Watanabe's character decides to retire or to pass on his legacy, rather than passing it on to his son, which he should, he passes on to Kokuho. And that's where the second half of the movie, the drama of the movie is, because soon his Yakuza past begins to haunt him. He gets kicked out. The son that should have gotten the role, he runs away. He disappears, only to return again to basically expose his friend, his Yakuza past. And then it basically goes through his entire lifetime. So it starts in 1960 and ends in 2014. So this is a massive epic. Yeah.
So this is a theater kid becomes a gangster.
Yeah. Yeah, but he wasn't a gangster. He was like 14, so he wasn't in the business. But he did know enough that he had to avenge his father's death. But honestly, that's like the first 15 minutes of the movie, and you forget about it until midway through, when his past is exposed and he is kind of brought shame upon the house. So the themes of this movie basically are how these kabuki theaters, they're family organizations. The becoming the next kabuki master, you pass it on to your children. It is this great tradition. My issue with the film is, this is supposed to represent the best of kabuki. I don't know the difference between good and bad kabuki. And so when you see it on screen, everyone is like, this is the greatest thing ever. And it's like, it's like opera. I don't know if this is the greatest thing ever. I'm just going to have to take the word of the film that this is what I'm seeing is top of the line kabuki performances. And look, let's be real here. If the subject of kabuki theaters interests you, I would absolutely recommend this movie. But it would be hard for me to convince you to say, look, I know you know nothing about kabuki, but you need to see this movie. I can't tell you that. But I will say I was engaged with the movie. I had a good time. But again, there's this disconnection you have because I don't know what great kabuki is. I know what great American music is. I can watch a movie about that and understand, why this artist's journey is the way it is. But here, there's a lot of cultural. There's a cultural gap that it has to be crossed in order to really get into this movie.
Do you recommend it?
I would, if you're into the subject. 3 hours is a long investment.
Okay, well, let's go to comments. We have a lot more films to review, including the latest episode of Starfleet Academy. But Uncle Jimmy Jam gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. Davina Duckworth, sounds kind of niche. for weebs. And Mike MC Wong says, one has the bloodline, but not the talent. The other has the talent, but not the blood. Bring Yakuza.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. That's kind of
Appreciate
the theme
that,
of the
Mike.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, now let's talk about a movie you and I have both seen, Alan. How to Make a Killing. I'll tell you the quick synopsis of the story. We meet Glenn Powell's character he's in prison and he's on death's row. And Beckett is about to be killed for we don't know what for, but he starts to confess and tell his story to the priest. He was a young man who was his mother had him and probably shouldn't have. She
Out of wedlock.
Out of wedlock, had Beckett as a baby, raised him to live a good life. He learns later in life that he is part of the bloodline of the what are the Red Fellows? Is that the name?
Yeah.
Yes, Red Fellow family, worth multi-billions of dollars. And when he runs into Margaret Qualley, named Julia, who's her character Julia, Beckett has known since he was a kid, and she's like, hey, well, got to get killing those relatives to get that money. She kind of makes it as an offhand joke. He's kind of heartbroken that she's off to get married after they've reconnected. And then he seriously considers, what if I did knock off these 7 or so relatives and got all that money? And he decides to do it. Now, the trailer for the movie would have you believe this is an action film. It's more of a clever comedic thriller that kind of works. He ends up offing one of his relatives, who's this artist, Noah Redfellow, who has a girlfriend. And then after he offs him in a really bizarre, clever way, because each of the ways he dispenses with his cousins, he does it in a way where it kind of seems like an accident or something that's a bizarre set of circumstances that could never be murder. No, not murder at all. But then he gets involved with Noah's girlfriend, becomes his girlfriend, Ruth, played by Jessica Henwick. It's funny. The thing that carries this film is Glenn Powell. Margaret Qualley, you like her less and less as the movie goes on. I don't know how to classify this. It's one of those things where I finished the film and said, well, that was fine, but it's hard to relate to this guy. I mean, they really go out of your way to make every character that he has to kill a horrible person. In particular, Topher Grace plays this Pastor Stephen, who's this
televangelist.
Televangelist. He's playing the stadiums. He's a scumbag behind the scenes, and they go out of your way to make sure you really despise all these people, so that when Glenn Powell as Beckett comes up with the clever way to get rid of them, they had it coming. And you don't feel for them at all. I don't know how I felt. I mean, it was fine. It's just, he becomes a murderer to get money, seems kind of, and then I won't reveal the ending, but I did not like the way it ended. I mean, he's in prison, he's telling his story to a priest, there's going to be some twist. You got to see it coming, but I'm really lukewarm on How to Make a Killing. It feels to me like a streaming movie getting released in theaters. Alan, what did you think?
Yeah, I felt the same way. I remember walking out of theater, arguing with myself whether I liked it or not.
Yes, I was doing the same exact.
I can tell you what this movie is.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I at the end, I just kind of came to the conclusion of, if I have to argue whether I liked it or not, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
The issue for me is just the premise of the movie. I talked about last week with Crime 101, the idea of this criminal with a heart of gold. And because he has a heart of gold, he should be able to get away with his crimes. It's one thing to steal things, to steal steal from the rich, give to the poor, that type of deal, or steal from the rich, keep it for yourself. But when it comes to murder, that's a whole other thing. I kind of liken this to a Stephen King drama, or a thriller drama where there's nothing supernatural about it, but it's really an examination of the human condition. I think, isn't Shawshank Redemption? Is that a Stephen King novel?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. But the thing about Shawshank Redemption is, there's the happy ending. In this one, and Tim Robbins' character didn't do it. In this one, he does it, but he still has that heart of gold. And to me, that was the biggest wrestling match I had with this, because for all intent and purpose, you remove the crimes, you remove the murders, and this should be a story of a guy overcoming the odds, through hard work and dedication and overcoming the evil bad guys. And here he gets it through killing family members.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately where do I like this or not? And then you have that ending, which is like, okay, the problem with the ending is it doesn't reveal itself until the end. And so what you're watching, it doesn't naturally lead to that ending, because when the ending happened, it just happens. And and I think it was that ending that made me really wrestle with whether I liked it or not, because I get it. I get the lesson it's trying to tell, but we talk about all the time. Did he deserve the ending? And I'm like, no, he didn't deserve the ending.
Yeah. So this is a lukewarm recommendation, like a bare recommend, like a 6 for me. But you're right. I had the same struggle. I wasn't quite sure if I liked the film, even though I enjoyed the actors, Margaret Qualley. But by the end, she just becomes loathsome.
Yeah. But I mean, again, I brought it up last week. I'll bring it up this week. There's this trend now in movies. Look, the Criminal with a Heart of Gold, it's been in cinema for forever, but it just seems like we're seeing more of it now, and that the crimes being committed, or that the Heart of Gold, the people with the Heart of Gold, it's like, yeah, we really had to buy into it, and we will forgive whatever crimes they've done. And I just can't apply that to this movie.
Well, so do you give it a bare recommend?
No.
Okay, so you don't recommend.
Movie.
I give it a bare recommend.
Yeah. There's better. Go see Nirvana the band, the movie.
Yeah. I want to see that again.
Yeah. Or go to Slam Dance this weekend.
Let's go to comments. Dougie Fresh Games says Powell might be a good Johnny Cage. Haha. Big Chris says I don't care for him as an actor. Davina Duckworth, but is it funny? Is it funny, Alan?
There were funny moments, and I'll say
there are funny moments.
He's very charismatic in this movie.
Yes, I like him. Look, if I had to choose between Running Man or this movie's better than Running Man.
Yeah, I would definitely see this over Running Man. Tom Seabright, if we did not live in an age where the majority of protagonists are sociopaths and psychopaths, maybe movies like this would sit better. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Tom. Yeah, so many characters in movies are just bad people. It becomes depressing. Yeah, Davina Duckworth, ruthless people. Yeah, thanks, Tom, for your comment.
I mean, we used to go to movies to escape, to look at, to feel optimistic at the end. And I don't feel like Hollywood's really on board with that anymore.
Hey, Alan, let me tell you about a movie called Cold Storage. Cold Storage stars Joe Keery and Liam Neeson. They're the big stars in this film. They are. And Joe Keery's character works at this, it's a cold storage place. They don't know what's there, but this facility holds dangerous materials. What? We don't know. But in an opening scene, Liam Neeson is confronted with a horrible virus that landed here from space and turns people into hideous killing creatures, effectively zombies, and this thing has been put away. Years later, this thing in cold storage escapes, and it's a battle in the cold storage facility to contain this virus. Liam Neeson comes back in to save the day and help Joe Keery and the rest of the cast, rounded out by Georgina Campbell. She's in this as well. And this is a very simple story. Alien virus turns people into zombies. They're very gruesome. When you take them out, they kind of explode into green spooge. It's gross. It is very gross. This is a very 80s or 90s like exploitation genre movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's very fun. I have to say, Liam Neeson he takes it dead seriously, which I think is why his character works so well. We saw him in Naked Gun, of course, taking the comedic route with that. In this, he just is deadpan, which is why it works. I mean, it's also fun to see like he took this role. But look, I knew what I was getting going into this thing. I had a good time. There are some crazy deaths when a bunch of people come to the storage facility to kind of steal some big screen TVs. It turns into mass chaos with them turning into zombies, them exploding, trying to fight the zombie alien spooge. It's just, you know what you're getting. And if you like those old school kind of 80s exploitation, sci-fi, comedy, thrillers, this is one of them. So I recommend it for a good time. Not a strong recommend. You don't need to rush to the theater to see it, but I had a good time. And at just over an hour and a half, it does not overstay its welcome. And of course, like every one of these kind of movies kind of sets it up where there might be a follow-up. So, and also really good cast. Joe Keery, Liam Neeson. So a lot of fun to be had, but you know what you're getting. This is like a fast food movie. I know what I'm getting, and I like that movie. So enjoy.
And yet I saw Kokuho. No.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's go to comments.
Yeah. Just quick observation. I feel like Liam Neeson and Jason Statham are on the same career path. They just make these low budget action movies.
Sean Hu gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. Leslie Mansfield did an amazing American accent. That's great. Snakes and Funerals. Liam Neeson looks like he doesn't want to be on the poster, much less in the movie. He's having fun. Spooge is a funny word, says the nerd far away.
Spooge.
Techniques 1. Liam Neeson in Cold Storage, Cold Pursuit, Ice Road Revenge, The Gray. This guy loves the cold. Tim is not funny. Joe Keery is good. He should be around for a while. I didn't think it was nearly as fun as it ought to be. Just felt flat for me. Yeah, that's why it's not a strong recommend for me. It's just like, it's fine. There you go. Hey, there's another movie I saw, Alan, that you did not. Yeah. It's called Psycho Killer. Psycho Killer is written and directed by Gavin Polone. It's also written by Andrew Kevin Walker, who wrote 7. So you've got some Andrew Kevin Walker 7. That is a classic. They re-released it last year in theaters. Amazing. Psycho Killer was shot in 2023 and has been sitting on a shelf, just being released now. It focuses on Georgina Campbell again. She plays Jane. She is a CHP officer who sees her husband killed in a routine pullover. He just pulls over this guy and he kills him. And he is a psycho killer. How do we know he's psycho? He's listening to metal and he's drawing, like he's got tattoos, and all the imagery that he draws are all like satanic ritual drawings and whatnot. this psycho killer is on a spree, leaving a trail of bodies here and there for unknown reasons as he gets dynamite and he steals drugs. He goes to visit Malcolm McDowell plays this guy, Mr. Pendleton, who is he's a devil worshiper, cult leader who lives in a mansion. And he's led to him by a series of classified ads. The psycho killer whose face we never really see. It's either in the shadows or he's wearing a mask. Georgina Campbell's character, Jane, is pursuing him. She's devastated by the loss of her husband. She now finds out she's pregnant as she's pursuing this serial killer across the country, following leads that even the FBI didn't pick up. In fact, she approaches the FBI to, get some information and be part of the team, and they reject her. But one FBI person says, I'll give you some information. I'll get more on Georgina Campbell's character later because it's through her eyes. But we follow her and the psycho killer. She has a run-in with him at a hotel. This movie is very by the numbers and very predictable. There are two standout scenes. The ending, which I'm not going to talk about, but there's a scene in the middle of the movie with the devil worshippers, and in the middle of an all-out orgy with a ton of naked people, the psycho killer takes an axe and murders a bunch of people naked in the midst of certain sex acts. It is the most bizarre. You can tell what they spent the money on. It was that scene and the end. This scene, which plays out in some weird Zack Snyder, like part slow motion, part moving fast. We've seen that style before but with naked people in a room trying to frantically get away as the axe is wielded. That's when the movie really kicks into gear. Where the movie lost me was Georgina Campbell's character is Jane. She is a young Black woman, and I kind of knew based on her identity how the movie would turn out. She is everything is way too fortuitous for her. They make the whole movie easy for her. There's a ridiculous line near the end of the movie at the climax where the psycho killer is going to pull off his devil worshiping piece de resistance and kill a bunch of people. And she races in and says, I'm a CHP officer. Let me into this facility. And people in the theater laughed when she said that line. Everything is made so easy for her. She's 10 steps ahead of the FBI and not working with them. That's what killed the movie. It was her character and the predictability of, well, we're not going to have anything bad happen to her, which made the movie there were parts I liked. It was like they kind of by that scene that was completely shocking in the middle of the film. It was like, wow, okay, you got me. This could be really cool. The fact that they keep this it's this hulking guy. He's got to be like 6'6". You never see his face. He talks like this. I'm the psycho killer. He never says that in the movie. Missed opportunity, by the way. There should have been Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads. Should have been in this movie somewhere. If you're going to use that title, use the music. Missed opportunity. So I can't recommend it. I will say that it was better than I expected. I saw the trailer and I said, oof, this is going to be bad. It's not so much a horror film. It's a thriller. It's a thriller about a serial killer, but it's really the lead character, Jane, played by, and not Georgina Campbell's character. We saw her in Cold Storage. She was fine in that. I've liked her as an actress, but they really make it a point that she is a merry Detective Sue, and it ruins the movie. It really ruins the movie for me. So this is not a recommend from me, but I guess there's a reason it sat on the shelf.
It shat on this one.
It shat on the shelf for 3 years. So make of that what you will. Let's go to comments.
Yes. Davina Duckworth, no shower scene?
There
in Psycho
wasn't.
Killer?
Well, there was an orgy scene.
Oh, yeah,
there
even
you go.
better. Bill S. Preston Esquire, this sounds like a straight to VHS film.
If I rented this on VHS as like a sort of exploitation, I would think it's fun.
Yeah, but support your theaters. Go out and see it. Piper Pickled. So it's a family comedy.
No, definitely not for families.
And then Davina Duckworth, is there anything in Psycho Killer that elevates it from the rest of the genre? Even the title is generic.
It's very generic, except for 2 scenes. That middle scene with the orgy and the end scene, I thought was decently done. The thing that kills it is the way that the lead character is written. She is just like she's too perfect. She's too good for a CHP officer to suddenly go full FBI detective mode and do a better job than the FBI was unrealistic. Like I said, there's a line at the end of the movie at a critical dramatic moment where the audience laughed because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this about B horror and B comedies. You need that water cooler moment. That thing in your movie that everyone's going to be talking about at the water cooler.
Yes.
And this has it.
Yeah. Alan, should we talk about Starfleet Academy? Do you have a graphic for that?
Yeah, I do. But to your question, should we?
Yes, we're going to. We're going to. Star Trek Starfleet Academy episode 7 hit. This I don't even know what to say anymore. It's not getting better. Let's just say it's getting far worse.
This is objectively one of the worst episodes, and because mostly
it is
because it's boring. It's
Yes.
inconsequential and it is boring.
Yes, but we have, like, if you didn't already need confirmation that Jaden, the Cleon, is gay, they're all going off on All Worlds Day. So this is how the story begins. All Worlds Day.
Starfleet spring break.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. All Worlds Day. Happy All Worlds Day. They're all going through the transporter to All Worlds Day. Okay, whatever. And some people are left behind. Bella Shepard's character, Genesis, is left behind, along with, of course, Caleb. They're left behind. They have nowhere to go. Well, actually, Genesis comes back early, and Caleb is there with her, and they kind of hang out at an empty Starfleet Academy together. The B story involves what's his name? The character's name's escaping.
It's Durham.
Durham's character. He's getting married. He goes back and he's sort of like he's kidnapped, and it's a surprise wedding.
It's an arranged marriage.
Yeah, and Jaden is like his best man. Jaden was originally about to go on vacation to Ibiza with his Kyle, his tiny white earthling boyfriend
From the War College.
From the War College. They're straight up a couple now. I don't know who shipped them. I didn't, but they got shipped. So Jaden goes off with Kyle. He was going to go off with Kyle, but somehow gets dragged in to what's his name's Darham's wedding, has to give a speech. He's full on just wearing a dress now, and this is on purpose. This is all so bad. This is all awful. This is where things go. There's these, parallel stories happening. Genesis' character wants to be a captain. Holly Hunter's character is like, you're gonna be on the captain's track now. Oh, great. But somehow she comes back early from vacation to these are spoilers, by the way. Does anyone care about spoilers? You probably don't if you're listening to this. And she somehow wants to hack in because there's information in her file that's been passed on to the committee that will look at her going on the captain's track that she's in fear of. And it is so dumb when it's revealed.
Yeah.
This show is all about there's never any consequences for bad behavior by characters. Never.
As long as you have a heart of gold.
It's all about the characters' feelings. These are insufferable characters. I can't believe we're only watching this to goof on it at this point. And it makes me sad that Star Trek is at this point. I'll tell you why, because so many other things about the show are very good. The special effects, it seems like they spent a lot of money on the digital effects, the production design. I give it up for the people working on all the tech jobs, production design, wardrobe, makeup. Everything is very good, except the story. Everything about it. Alan, what did you think?
Yeah, this is the worst. This is the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst episode by far.
Look, he's in. Darum is involved in arranged marriage. Guess how that ends?
Yes, we already know.
Yeah, Genesis is being put on the captain's track, and she's guess how that ends?
Yeah,
it's just predictable. And then question was asked a couple of weeks ago. I think it was on Versus, but who is Starfleet Academy for? This is the Disney Channel episode. This is the episode of discovering who you are,
right?
Because we have to have that episode. This show. It's for teens, and again, it's not written well for teens either. This stuff is not. It's so. There was a level of depth that you expected from Star Trek, from every episode, and it doesn't get much more shallow than this. Going back to the whole Darum arranged marriage, are we still doing that now? I mean, where in the world are we still doing arranged marriages? When is this a thing that kids are worried about, that their parents are going to set them up to get married to someone they don't want to be married to? We talked about AI. I firmly believe AI could write better episodes of Starfleet Academy than Alice Kurtzman. And that's my point about that is, the reason AI does so well is because humans have become stupid and uncreative. And this is a result of that.
Well, it was like we had, of course, Roger Avery on the show earlier this week. He talked about Starfleet Academy. His comments on Joe Rogan. When a lot of people clipped those comments, it was turned up in one of Nerdrotic's videos. We did a video commenting on what he said. He just said there's probably too many women involved in this series, where it's traditionally a male. Doesn't mean Star Trek does not have female fans. Yes, of course it does, but it's missing kind of. There needs to be balance. That balance is important. So,
yeah, remember when Star Trek used to hire like technical advisors and philosophers and
yes,
yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, this is the worst episode. It does more damage than the Acolyte, and I don't know how Star Trek recovers unless you completely ignore this and you actually do a retro Star Trek series, kind of like we saw that Starfleet Academy from the Starfleet Dreams channel.
Yeah.
Did like a little montage of what they thought Starfleet Academy might have been. Kind of set during the Star Trek II Wrath of Khan era, based on the uniforms. There are a lot of deep cuts in that sizzle reel. Like, just go in the past. You don't need to go 1,000 years in the future. It's not. We don't know what Star Trek, what even people will be like 1,000 years in the future.
Because there's that sense that civilization across the universe has devolved since the original Star Trek, since Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. That today, 1,000 years later, we've reverted back to 2025 and 2026.
Let's go to comments.
Yes. From Graph Web. For 2, in the name of all that is holy, hashtag cancel Disney Plus. AD Ellis, when you don't think Star Trek can get any gayer? Oh, it's gonna go down deep. Man Chicken, you can't spoil something I'll never watch. Jose's Sarango, you are a captain and you are a captain. Everyone's a captain. Jay Price, watching reruns of TNG now. Yes. I bet they still hold up.
Yeah, TNG does hold up, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing. So, hey, as we like to do on the show, we like to talk to indie filmmakers about their projects. And we have the director of Hellfire. The movie actually came out this week on VOD. Let's talk to him here right now. Hey, Isaac, Florentine, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Oh, you're muted somehow.
No audio.
There's no audio.
There's no audio.
Is the mute button on?
Mic. The video looks great. No mic. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're muted. There you go. Now talk. Nope, you're still.
Nope, you gotta choose the mic.
Yes. Did you if you go to settings and audio, maybe you have the wrong mic selected.
We're gonna have to do this intro again to make it clean.
Let's see. Okay. So you have too much analog music behind you, and
all right, Isaac, if we can't get it working, we'll just have to reschedule or do it another time. I'm sorry, man. We can't hear you. Okay. Right. So you go to mic and you just pick the mic that you want to use. How's chat doing? Yeah, every YouTube show. Someone says boomer. Well,
I know where.
Come on, guys. Isaac,
well, yeah, I know.
No, Isaac. Okay. Hey, man. We'll have to do it another time.
Oh no, there we go.
Wait, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, let's try this again.
Hold on. Here we go.
We're gonna try this again, folks.
Okay.
This is what's great about the live show. What's great about the live show, you get to see all of Alan's mistakes.
Yeah, that was all me.
Yeah. But let's talk to director Isaac Florentine about his movie Hellfire. Hey, Isaac, how's it going?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, that's great. Good to see you.
Oh, sorry. I got it.
Okay. Tell us about your movie Hellfire. We have the trailer lined up. We want to share it with our audience.
Okay. Do you want to show the trailer first, or you want me to talk?
Tell us about the movie.
It's a contemporary Western that pays homage to movies like Pale Rider with Clint Eastwood and High Plane Drifter with Clint Eastwood. Themselves, at least Pale Rider, played homage to Shane, that was done in 1953.
Yeah.
We Fell and Led by George Stevens. Basically, a stranger arrives to town, but the switch or the twist that Clint Eastwood did in his two movies, you don't know if the guy's for real or is a ghost. And we kind of kept the same pattern of that idea.
Yeah. Alan, if you could, I put in the private chat the link to the YouTube trailer. Let's show that trailer. But what went into look, I think Westerns are making a comeback. That genre, the simplicity of Westerns, the sort of back to old values. Why do you think Westerns are more popular? We have seen over the last couple of years, more Westerns come out than I can remember. People have said that genre died in the early 70s, but it's making a big comeback.
First, it's my favorite genre. And the Westerns, if you look at Westerns that were done in the 30s and 40s, they changed in the 60s thanks to the Italians that did their own version, where the good was not good, the bad was ultra bad, and everybody was ugly, at least in the soul. So, and in the 70s, I think it was the peak of the Westerns, also the spaghetti, also the Americans, and then they kind of died. What I like, there is a good guy, there's a bad guy. It's not complicated too much, even though, again, the bad is not that, or the good is not that good, but it's got some kind of values that it will not double cross them. And I think it's appeals to everybody all over the world. It doesn't matter the language. The samurai movies that were done in Japan were having kind of the same code of behavior. And that's why they were loved all over in the world, not only in the States.
Alan, can you share the trailer right now? Let's
Yes.
watch it. Okay. So we're going to watch the trailer so our audience gets a taste of what the movie is. Let's watch it right now. Here we go. Nice. Isaac, that looks amazing. Talk about, before we go to questions from our audience, let's talk about that incredible cast. Dolph Lundgren, Harvey Keitel, Stephen Lang, not a blue Stephen Lang, a human Stephen Lang, who's amazing actor. How did you pull together this cast?
I had some producers that were helping me to put it together. Also, Johnny Making is doing a great role in the movie. So is Michael Cero. Yes, it's tenacity and luck, because I wanted to have real faces, not plastic faces. I wanted to feel kind of the sweat at people that look like people. And for me, the hardest thing when I do a movie, it's to find locations and to do the casting. Locations, of course, because a location will determine the way that you shoot the scene. And the casting, that's the movie. This is how the movie will look. Those faces are the movie, you know.
Let's go to questions from our audience. They are loving this. A lot of great comments too. Here we go, Isaac. Tom Siebert says solid genre plot, casting is key. Tim is not funny. Stephen Lang, Dolph Lundgren, and Harvey Keitel. F yeah. Jasmine D says, oh my God, I'm in the presence of one of the best action directors. So happy to see this interview. There you go. Monkey Jeebus says Westerns are cheap to shoot and stuntmen love horses.
Correct. However, we didn't have horses in this one, but this is true. I did once a Western 30 years ago, and I had James Brolin and Arlie Ermey, that was the sergeant in Full Metal Jacket, and they were in the movie because they wanted to ride horses. They basically wanted to ride the horses. That was absolutely correct.
Aaron Sharman says Red Dead Redemption, that's a video game, has helped revive interest in Westerns. ADLS24 says, with your long... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think I heard the music to it and I liked it. I think it's what it is. And I don't know the game, but once I heard in YouTube the music and I liked it. So I agree. Yeah.
ADLS24 says, with your long history with the Power Rangers franchise, what was it like getting to cast and work with Johnny Young Bosch once again on this project?
So first, it was a big honor. But Johnny, besides playing a great role there, is, if you go back, that role, if we go back to Shane, he's like the Jack Palance in Shane. But besides being the heavy there, he was also the fight choreographer, and it's a low budget movie. I delegated a lot of stuff to the second unit. The second unit director was Randy Hall, whom I worked before, and Johnny. Basically, they really took it on their shoulders, and they did a great job, not only with the fights, but also with the chase. So it was, when you do a low budget movie, and especially an action movie, you have to have a team, people that you trust, that understand the mission and will go it and will do it, will do anything to make it happen. And Johnny was somebody like this, so was Randy. There were two people I trusted.
This is a big $50 super chat from Jamin D. I am so happy to see this interview. You're one of my favorite action directors. My hope is for you to bring Scott Adkins and Gary Daniels together for an awesome martial arts movie someday. Cold Harvest is one of my favorites.
I'm glad Cold Harvest was actually also a Western. It was a futuristic Western, and the details about a comet that fell into Earth. This was in the 90s, the late 90s, and the convention in Hollywood was that the future looked like the 50s. And I read the script and said, no. The future in this movie will look like a spaghetti Western. And I told that was my first movie with Millennium. And I told them, it's a futuristic Western. And they told me, yeah, we understand. And again, before shooting, I said, you understand? It's a futuristic Western. Yes, we understand. 2 weeks later, because they got the dailies only 2 weeks later, they called me, are you out of your mind? You're doing a Western. I told them, I told you, this will be a futuristic Western. So, yeah, that was with Gary, and I love Gary. Needless to say, Scott, I've done so many movies with him, and they're both amazing. Both amazing. Scott is like family to me.
Thank you, Jamin D, for that. Indie Shade for 5. See the Western Good for Nothing, made in New Zealand, but feels and looks like it was made in the U.S. And that's a great comment.
I will take a look at it.
ADL is 24. You've worked with writer Richard Lowry on projects in the past. What was it about this script that stood out to you most? Was there anything from the script that didn't make it to the screen?
Let's start with the second answer. No, because I know that I'm doing a movie like on a tight budget. My first edit is the script. I bring the script to a minimum pages, and I know that I will shoot all of them, and all of them will be on the script. So I'm not going to waste time and money on something that will end up on the floor. So that's one thing, and this is being practical. Now, what happened is there was an idea to do a movie, and this idea came up of somebody who comes to town. And the idea, when I heard it or when I read the treatment, I said it was like a contemporary time, and I said, won't work. Because today you have the internet, you have the cell phones, it doesn't work. The only way that it will work, it's in at least the late 80s, where there's no cell phone, the internet is not really developed, and only then you can have a town that is kind of isolated, and some bad guys can take control of that town. And this is how it happened,
Well, let's I want to remind people Hellfire is currently out on VOD. It came out Tuesday, so let people know. Isaac, I appreciate you being here today. Thank you for powering through the tech issues. It's kind of like being on a film set. Something is bound to go wrong.
I told somebody, my kids are all computer savvy, and they always tell me you're challenged. You're very challenged when it comes to technology. Yes, I am.
You, me both. But I also have to compliment you. Your physical media collections, your books and DVDs in the background, that's awesome.
These are all martial arts books, by the way.
Oh my God.
These are all martial arts book. I have also Black Belt magazine from the early 60s, all karate books, and Yeah, I mean, a lot of history books. I love history a lot. So that's a collection, and I have more collection all over the house.
You know, I'm drawn to your massive banjo collection. You have behind you.
That's amazing.
I mean,
Look at banjos.
is bluegrass a big influence, or how?
I love bluegrass, and by the way, in the movie that we gave it because again, you're not sure if you're dealing with an angel, not angel. We gave it some religion. One of the things is the music, which the songs basically are being played by Mean Mary James, also called Mean Mary. She's not mean at all. And she's doing her own version of Wayfaring Stranger. I wanted her to do it, and she does it on a banjo.
Wow.
And Steve Edwards, the composer that I worked with him many times before, added like an accordion into it. And it's very right for the movie. She's doing the voices, she's humming it, it's in the movie, and it goes with the theme and with the atmosphere of this movie.
Well, Isaac, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Congrats on the movie. It's out on VOD. Check it out, and appreciate you and all your work. Come back again when you have another film.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right, take care. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, that was great.
Yeah.
That turned out really great.
I'd like to own a banjo, let alone 12 banjos.
Yeah, that was amazing. So something else, Olikwe says, I can't believe there's nobody on YouTube reacting to the Beauty and the Beast original series. Is this a new series?
I don't know.
I don't know. We're gonna look it up, right? Because this is live, we can look this up.
Is there? I'm not seeing anything. Okay. Are you looking it up too?
I'm looking it up also.
Are we talking about the original Beauty and the Beast? Oh, the original. He's referring to the original Linda Hamilton and Ron Perlman Beauty and the Beast. I guess it's available on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. It's on YouTube. Yeah. But we're gonna wrap it up and leave it there. A lot of things we're gonna talk about on Versus, including Starfleet Academy. Should be a lot of fun. I want to thank Alan today. I want to thank all of our mods that are in there, the usuals, Lord Thothy, MK Solid, Chicago Box. Are you there? Just thanks to everyone. We are producerless today, which explains why Alan made all those mistakes.
Because yet we're going to give Alan more work to do. one time. Yeah.
I'll share.
Somehow he can't do it perfectly.
If my computer weren't, oh my God.
Oh yeah, another thing you added to me. Now I'm running all the videos.
It's the worst. But we'll be back Monday with Versus. It should be a lot of fun. So there you go. Alan.
Yeah, don't forget Sunday.
Sunday is what?
Yeah, Sunday is your screening of the movie you executive produced.
Yes, this is Buzz at the Slam Dance Film Festival. One other thing I can share here: we have partnered with a place called Giftory. If you use the offer code Film Threat, there's a link in the description for the live stream. You get 40% off tickets at AMC. It's called, go to giftory.com, look up the AMC movie experience with popcorn for 2, put in the code Film Threat, you get 40% off. Link is in the description for this episode. What?
That's a good deal.
That is a good deal. I'm going to
it?
share. I want people to know about it. So, and thank you to everyone who put in a super chat and whatnot. We appreciate you. And we'll be back on Monday with Versus. A lot of stuff going on. It's very exciting. Alan,
let's get out of here.